Hey everybody, it's Justin from the Camera Shop of Muskegon. We're going live right now for your, this is your Facebook photo challenge, at home abstract, follow-up and recap. So right away guys, I'm going to kind of jump into this. If you guys tuned into the WZZM My West Michigan broadcast last week Friday, we introduced our Facebook photo challenge, which is at home abstracts. And I'll quickly go over what we covered with Kirk Montgomery that morning, as I'll just get into my screen here and share that with everyone. So at-home abstracts, what you're trying to do, abstraction, is really trying to take something and break it down to its most simplest form. It can also kind of be, minimalism can be a similar feature of that. And what you're really looking for are compositional components as far as shape, line, play on color, curved lines, diagonal lines, horizontal lines. You're really just textures. You're looking for these very simple things, and we're trying to take everyday normal objects that would be big. Sorry, my microphone might be. I forgot my microphone was in my headphones. So what you're really looking for is you're looking for all these textures and these other compositional elements as your line, shape, color, and form. And we're looking for our everyday objects, that we would normally be able to identify if we shot wide, like a knife, a clock, a stove top, a pot or a pan, things of that nature. We're able to break them down into their simplest form. So I'll kind of recap some of the images that I shot, and then we'll get into your images that you guys shared with us. So right away, we've got this image here of these three black lines with some ridges, and these were a set of knives on the countertop. And so I hovered over those, so that I was parallel with them, shot them straight down, so I got these nice vertical lines, 3 in a row. So, sometimes good things come in threes, and we got those nice textures on the handles with those nice little highlights with the white counter beneath. So it's really this nice positive negative space. Moving along, a lot of you guys might identify this. It's a typewriter, and yes, it's really cool to see the keys this way, but if you want to further abstract it even further, we can get in closer and really just focus on the difference between the white lines and the black negative space in the background. And of course, that's just the angle at which I shot it from. And if it's always nice to kind of shoot around your subject, shoot from many different angles, different points of views, because you can get something different. And as you can see, moving around to the front position of the typewriter, I've got this really cool shot of the typewriter ribbon and the roll behind it. And you can see that that's the shot that I got right here. This is what we're looking at right there at the top. Moving along, some of you guys might be able to identify this. This is kind of the play on color. I like black and whites. Sometimes the absence of color can really make an image pop because you only have to deal with the difference between white and black. And adding color can be nice because you can add contrast with color. Red and green are opposing colors, just like yellow and blue, and green and red. So it's something that you can do with that. And this is just a milk crate that's just kind of standing on top of another milk crate. And I tried to mess around with the lines down here as far as having like the purple and the green, because those would be some some contrasting colors, but I couldn't get a desired shape or form that I liked as much as the diagonal lines and the diamonds and the squares here. Moving along, I got this really cool shot of this pan on the counter just flipped upside down. Nice kind of repeating patterns here with the circle from the conduction coils on the bottom, and we've got these nice curved lines just kind of indicating a half circle with the background here. One of my favorites was this. I like rules of thirds. This really divided things up. So I had 2/3 on the left, 1/3 on the right, and it was really focusing on the texture outside of the rule of thirds, and that's just a roll of paper towels on the counter. This here, again, I like going after texture. I really like this horizontal line and this vertical line with this a little bit of hint of black on the top with kind of a smidge of white fading to black. But I really like this texture, and this is just a lampshade. So you can kind of see I focused on this area right here. Again, looking for kind of trying to play on curved lines. There's somewhat of a curve here, but it's really triangles. It's, again, breaking things down into shape and textures and patterns. I got a really nice pattern here that's really heavy in texture. And again, another lampshade, and just kind of shooting it on an angle. And then you can get really creative with it. So I tried to mess around with translucent objects. So I took some bubble wrap, and I also took a milk jug or a juice jug, and I took my tablet, and I found a photo on my tablet that I really liked and that I wanted to distort with these transparent surfaces or objects. And you can see that I've got a picture of leaves and bokeh and the leaves that are blurred out in the background, and I just put the bubble wrap and this juice jug in front of that and shot through it. So you can do a lot of cool creative things with your at-home abstracts. And I'm just going to load up what you guys shared with us from this week. And I apologize if I kind of slaughter anyone's name. It's not my intent. I try to pronounce things accordingly. But we had a lot of great images that were submitted. Again, you're wanting to break down images by their simplest form. So we'll start right away with Amanda Horton. And Amanda Horton, she's got... I don't know if you guys can tell what this is. I know right away by looking at it. But she did something very similar to what I did with the tablet. And this is a furnace filter. So we've got these nice diamond shapes, these diagonal lines here. And we've got the texture from the actual, the filter on the furnace. And we got another set of diamond shapes behind that, the wire mesh in between that holds all that filter material together. And she's backlighting it with, it could be a kite that she has. It could be a laptop screen that she has that in front of. That's what's really fun about abstract photography, is that you can really try to guess what you're looking at. And I think she's got a really great combination of stuff there. I just want to make sure I'm coming through loud and clear. John Arvey says hi. Brad Walker says hi. Hi guys. I hope you guys are enjoying the recap here. I'm going to jump back in. It sounds like you guys can hear me okay. All right. So this one is from Amanda Dykhouse. Amanda shot. She's got something with bubbles. Now, I wish I had asked what these might be pictures of. The really cool thing about this is that you can start to see some what they call refraction, where you can kind of see like what's behind and inside. So this looks like she might be shooting. There's a deck outside, so she's shooting outside a window, or she's on a table in a sunroom near a deck. And you got to remember, you guys, that the devil's in the details with photographs. And she's shooting through something that has these bubbles. It could be hand sanitizer. Hand sanitizer has a lot of these bubbles. And she's getting really close with a macro lens. I wish I knew what it was. It could also be like a block of acrylic that has these bubbles trapped inside. But these can't be bubbles that are on a surface, because if you guys look at these bubbles back here, they're blurred, which tells me that we're looking at, the focus is here, but there's other bubbles behind these initial ones that we're looking at. They're reflective, so it could be something with metal. It's just really hard to say, but I'm going to go with hand sanitizer first, and that we're shooting through it kind of like me shooting through the other translucent objects. Amanda, if I'm wrong, let us know. This is really interesting, and I'd be interested in knowing just exactly what that is, and that's kind of the fun thing about it. Amanda says that it was a screensaver on her computer, so I was pretty close with the laptop, that it was a furnace filter on a laptop, and she's letting me know with that there. So hey, I did pretty good, didn't I, Amanda? I mean, that's you look at enough photographs, you can start to tell what's what. So really cool on that. Let's get back into it here. This one is from Andy Mann, kind of stretching the at-home abstracts, flying a drone from up high, and actually kind of looking at, I got to kind of give it to him. If we got the, Andy, I would like to have seen it right over the grass. If you could have flown the drone parallel, instead of shooting down at an angle, shooting it right above and facing down, that's when you're going to get your best landscape abstracts from above from a drone. You've got to be directly over what you're looking at and shooting straight down so that your camera lens is parallel with the ground. That's when you get your best abstracts from drone photography, because everything's going to look flat. You're trying to flatten that space out. And you've got some great shapes from someone mowing the lawn here. You know, maybe some kind of a course that you're about to run or something. I don't know. You'd have to kind of fill us in on what that all might be about. But I would tell you that an abstract shooting from straight down on that would be really great. Some of these were my favorite. We've got this from Charles DeWitt. Chuck shoots with an EM1X and I think an EM1 Mark III as well. But he's got this, and I know what it is because I read his commentary on what it was when he sent it. But you can see here some really great shapes. Again, abstracts are, you know, they can have repeating things, they can have patterns and designs, and this is really it looks like it is a bigger part of, it's a design of a bigger part of a pattern, but it's got great shapes. So we've got circles right here, and we've got these three squares that are coming together. And even though we've got these lines that kind of continue through, I'm more than willing to bet that this continuous line here is intersecting at this point right here. So this is like our infinite point where this pattern is drawing us right to. And it's really great. We've got these three different plays on kind of shades of wood. And you've got like this really nice light colored wood. We've got a medium colored wood here, and we've got kind of like this darker, more heavier grained wood on this right and left. And if we go out to the bigger pattern, it's a cutting board. And again, the details that give that away is like if we go back, we look at the texture here. Textures are a dead giveaway. It looks like we've got some grain wood here, some grains from wood. And it's just kind of, you know, you look at that, okay, we know it's wood, but what does it belong to in a large scope? And it's this really ornate, great geometrically designed cutting board. Really fancy. Chuck, that's a really great find. Kind of got to wonder if you bought that at a farmer's market or something like that, where you might have picked this up. I know you're tuning in because you did say hi. And you know, can you tell us where you got that, Chuck? I'd be really interested to know where you picked it up, because I've seen things like this at farmers market, or if you picked it up overseas. So let us know while you're while I'm still going through these. Moving along, these are from, I hope I'm saying this right. It's Jacques Atwood, or Jacques Atwood. It could be Jack's, but I always kind of look at that as Jacques. So young Mr. Atwood here shot, this one is really easy. This is a ball jar. You can see this is one of those canned good jars, and we've got some pennies inside. You know, we're focusing right here, so we've got the blurred background. You know, so if we got closer up, young Mr. Atwood, if you had cropped in right here in this area, even get cropping in further, that would further abstract what we're looking at, because then we would be looking at just these curved lines right here, and then we would have like these nice stacked lines off to the left of these curved lines, and that would have been so I like your direction of where you're going, but I think you can even abstract it further by even zooming us in even further. So I'll try to do that like this right here. That is even more so of an abstraction of where we're at. So something like this is where my mind wants to go. And we would have these nice kind of curved lines over here, and we would have this repeating pattern on the right. We'd have a similar curved shape on the left, but then we've got these kind of stacked shapes here, and that would kind of add to these vertical lines. But it would break it into threes. We'd have this third here, and this third here. And you know, yes, we can tell what it is because it's in God we trust. We would know that it's coins, but I would be interested to see, because you have some really high-res files here. These were really big to download. I'd be interested to see how how much closer you could have gotten by cropping in just a little bit more. But really good with that one. He sent some more in. He's just kind of showing the before and after. So he's getting up tight, and he's just showing what it is further away. And some of these might be out of order, so bear with us. Now this is really good because you can't really tell what this is. I'm going to say it's a candle holder, and we're just looking in off the top of the lip of the candle. It could even be, maybe he's found some way, maybe it's a glass dish and he's shooting up at another kind of light, but I want to say it's a candle holder. We've got this nice warm light is kind of what tells me it might be a flame. A glass rim here, but I really like what he did here. He's abstracting really far into it. We've got some nice texture, some mystery here with what our light source might be or what we're looking through, and then this nice kind of ripply texture. But I like this really curved line. So we go from having a lot of heavy texture below, and this top third is really just kind of this kind of curved concave shape that we're getting there. And I wonder if he's got, we don't have a wider shot of this. So I'd really like to know what that is. Now this, getting really close again. We've got some wording here. We got an exacta. Now I know, again, we're looking for the devil is in the details. I know what an exacta is, so we can look at that. But he's broken it down to some nice shapes. He's got like this nice curved line up here, which is going to be the front barrel of the lens. We've got this nice rectangular shape where the name of the camera's at, and again, kind of a repeating pattern up here. But what's nice is the incorporation. There's a curve here. There's a slight curve from the top of the camera here, but this is kind of like this repeat curve from down here, and that's what's really nice, getting up close and personal with that. Again, breaking it down to the basic shapes, we're looking at the front of the lens now instead of the top of the camera. This is where the exacta would be, is just north of this, but we're looking straight down from here, and then we're blurring out the background, so we're causing some mystery based upon the blur. And I would be interested to see this with full depth field, so kind of seeing it from all the detail from here to here, just because it would be nice to kind of see the detail of the leather, and also kind of the smoothness of the metal here versus the grittiness of the metal here and the grittiness of the leather. But I still like this one because again, we're blurring the shapes in the background, so we're kind of adding some mystery to it. We know that it's a camera lens based upon the serial number, and it's saying F. It's a 1.2 lens, and it's a 58 millimeter. So I do like that as well. He must, I don't know if his parents have some antiques or they like to collect antiques, but this is a register till, like an old school register, and I like how he's, maybe this is purposeful, but he's got no sale kind of selectively popped up there, even though we've got the rest of the numbers 15, 25, and so on through here. But great abstraction by, looking at these diagonal lines. Diagonal lines create more mystery, they create more movement. They're much more interesting than vertical or horizontal lines in an image. So we're being drawn from left to right. So we've got this great rectangular shape here. Another one here, but great texture, the differential between the two. But I'm willing to bet that is an old sales register. I think this is still his here. Nope, this is from Jennifer Walsh. Jennifer's got, it's a great abstraction because we're boiling it down. Instead of it being black and white, we're boiling it down to two colors. We've got blue and white, and the white here are similar to the whites here. So I'm going to say it's a piece of glass. It might be, I'm going to say this is a wine decanter. This is a fancy wine decanter that's empty, that you can see through the bottom of the surface. Or it's one of like those nice, like fun water things that you put water inside your plants. Or a bowl that could be like this too. Bowl or vase. My first guess, probably wrong, is a wine decanter, fancy wine decanter. But I love the curved lines. See, like how these curved lines kind of stripe around, and they come to this ending point here towards the left. So they're like, it's like getting bigger, and that's where the detail is. Like our focus is up here, and we've got a blurred focus here, and it gets, it starts to blur here. So we know that our plane of focus is like right through here. but I love how it's kind of like, it's just like this nice kind of, I feel like I'm moving. That's the nice thing about curved lines. It's diagonal lines and curved lines can kind of create this movement. And even though like curved lines can sometimes be calming, these to me kind of create more motion than diagonal lines because I'm moving. I'm feeling like I'm coming from this corner and rushing to this corner, especially since we've got this vanishing point of the lines getting bigger and then smaller over here. I don't start from left to right. I start from right to left. I don't know if you guys do that too. That would be an interesting take on things. Chuck said his son-in-law made it is a cabinet maker, so he made that cutting board. So hey man, your son-in-law has got some talent, and if he's not selling this stuff on Etsy or going to like farmers markets, you should have a good discussion with him. And if he's looking to looking to maybe make some money on the side, if he's not doing this already, I just think that's great. It's very ornate. I would love to see some of the cabinets he makes because they're probably pretty stellar. Amanda Horton says that it was a register. Brad says it looks like an upside down bowl, and it may very well be a bowl that is just kind of that blown glass kind of thing with the incorporation of the blue glass with the clear glass, and it's upside down on a countertop. The decanter's a stretch. Maybe I just have wine on my mind. I don't know. It's a Friday, guys. It's 5 o'clock somewhere, right? So I think, Brad, you might be right. It's some kind of upside down bowl or saucer. It just has, I don't know if it has the right feel of the shape. Like it doesn't feel, it feels more like this. Doesn't feel very spread out. So that's kind of what I'm basing it on. And there's not a lot of detail. Normally I would zoom in and kind of look at the shadows or the catch lights to kind of see if there's anything that is a dead giveaway. I think this just might be a reflection of her trying to take the shot. So there's not a lot of dead giveaway of what it might be to give me further shape. It almost feels like a Voss or something because it just where the shape is. So we'll never know, but I love it. It's a great abstraction. That's the thing. It's like if you can't tell what it is, that's when you know it's really good. It's like when you have trouble trying to figure out just what it is. Like I know it's glass, pretty sure it is, and it's just like what are we looking at? Then we've got this one that was sent from another user. Really fun shot. I mean, we can tell what it is, because we've got your canine teeth here, upside down dog. Actually, it's just a dog looking up, really enjoying his or her neck being scratched there. Nice little dog nose. But what I do like is I like the color of the red and the pink kind of playing off of each other. I like that it's really dark. That if we kind of cropped out this top portion right here of the floor, where it looks like we've got maybe 2 other dogs down there. So a dog lover at home there. And this is from Jessica Joy. She just said that it might not be what you're looking for, but it's fun, and it is fun. But it is kind of this nice abstraction because we don't see the eyes, so there's no context. There's nothing to kind of give us the idea that it's an animal outside of kind of the teeth and the tongue and the nose. But I think it's a great, if we were to kind of crop it, box it in just a little bit from the zipper of the hoodie to the nose, I think that's a great kind of transition with line into the line of the nose, going into the mouth, and then cutting it off right there at the bottom of the dog. And then we go back to Amanda's photo, really zoomed in at 200%. So those were the ones that we got, guys, for this week's follow-up. If I missed any ones, I'm really sorry. Sometimes we get a lot of them in. I'm gonna have to tell people that it's really just best to send them to my email, and we're gonna come up with an email just for these Facebook photo challenges, because right now they're going to my store email, and I just have to make sure that I'm sorting them all and catching them all to get them posted for you guys. So I really appreciate you guys participating. I hope you guys are having fun doing this. I mean, really, Brad did post on my Facebook page earlier today, and he was saying that he's out there shooting, and he's trying. It sounds like, hey, I'm making this effort to shoot each and every day, and it was raining, and I don't know if he was upset that he wasn't getting good results, or he's just trying to make a play that it was raining, and kind of the correlation between that and crying I don't know if there's like a personal struggle with trying to create more work. that's what you conveyed, Brad. Maybe you can correct me if I'm wrong. But what I'm trying to get to with Brad's example of what he posts on my Facebook page is that he's making an effort to shoot. And let's see. And that's kind of the nice thing about these Facebook photo challenges is that what we're trying to do is we're trying to encourage you guys to shoot while you're at home. For those of you who are still still have to practice the social distancing, for those of you who are not working or working and need an escape, this is giving you something to kind of to grasp onto and go chase. And it's always good to have these themes to go create work against. And this one was really fun, the at-home abstracts. I love abstracts. I found it difficult shooting at my own home. Sometimes it's easier for me to go out in, just outside, and like downtown is always a nice place to do street abstracts. What do they call that? The urban abstracts is what I really like. The at-home ones, it's just like the one thing I didn't want to do is like my house is a mess, and I don't want to convey that my house is a mess with these before and afters. But there's a lot there. That the reason why I did at-home abstracts is because there is a lot at your house that is easily overlooked. I think we take our homes for granted. I could be saying that. But I really do think we take what is in our homes for granted, and you could really do a lot with what's just in a small space. I would try to challenge yourself over the weekend if you guys want to continue to kind of take this a step further and really just kind of focus each room in the house, maybe during a different time of day. So if, in the morning and there's light coming in from the east, if you have east-facing windows, try to shoot the light from that side of the house in the morning. So try to pick rooms on that side of the house and focus in those rooms. Like my living room faces east, so I would shoot things in the morning from the east side when the light's coming in at its highest point, so that I could shoot things in the room with that existing light. Now in the evening, it's better for that light to come from the west. So on the west side of the house, like my kitchen, I would focus on. So I've got the kitchen, but I've also got the dining room. So it'd be nice just to kind of focus just on things in the kitchen, maybe spend an hour shooting there, and then shoot things just in the dining room. So I would try to break down your house and try to shoot in each room and try to create something unique or many different things that are unique inside those rooms. I think that you guys will find that it's rewarding in the end, especially if you can sit down and edit some of these photos and really try to find your favorite from each room. And now you can kind of create this fun little series of your house of these at-home abstracts in each room. The other fun thing is if you want to decorate a room, think about what you can do with that. I know that, like decorating a bathroom, you can, I'm not saying like shoot the things in the bathroom, but you could, right? You can shoot the curves of a toilet or the plumbing behind the toilet. There's a really cool shape behind your toilet of how the water comes into the tank or from the tank, and that has a really unique shape. And if you can kind of capture that in such a way, you can kind of take these shots of your bathroom and kind of put them in small squares on the wall, and it's like, hey, these were all shot here. Or you can take the contents of, like maybe your makeup containers or your hairbrushes, a toothbrush really up close, a toothpaste and a toothpaste roll up close, and just kind of have fun with, decorating your bathroom with shots that have to do with your bathroom. The same can be said for your kitchen. If you want to have fun with your kitchen with like the salt and pepper shakers, maybe you shoot salt and pepper in such a way that you're getting macro, but you're shooting it in a very abstract way. And it's just a really neat way of being able to furnish your home with your own prints, with corresponding things from those bedrooms or rooms that you are using. Amanda's saying macro of dusty shelves. Yes, you could do that. That maybe you want to clean the dust off the shelves first, right? Just so that you get a little more of that shape. But if the dust adds to some of the mystery, especially if you're shooting from above and you've got some shapes there, that may be something that you want to consider. So Amanda says, I thought this started at 7. Maybe I missed an update. It did start at 7. I moved. I had to bump the timeline up a little bit early to 6. So we did run a little bit earlier with this, but you will be able to watch it later as well. So I apologize for anyone who's planning on tuning in at 7. Since we're here from 10 to 4 at the store now, it'll be easier to do these a little earlier. So we'll probably start doing these at 5:30 or 6 o'clock to do these recaps. So just kind of keep that in mind for the next one. If you guys didn't see our broadcast with My West Michigan this morning and My West Michigan's Kirk Montgomery, the new photo challenge is going to be water. So we just called it water, but I'm going to say the essence of water. We'll make it very artistic and add some creative licensing to it. But we want you to capture the essence of water. We have a write-up, and you can see some of our images on our broadcast. We've got that shared to our page, or you can go to My West Michigan and search for their videos this morning, looking for the Facebook Photo Challenge. And again, it's going to be the essence of water. So if you guys want to get started this weekend, keep in mind of different ways that you can photograph water or your take on water. And I've already got, we had the broadcast this morning, and I've already got 6 photos from somebody. So make sure to send those to justin@camerashopmuskegon.com. Label them in the subject line, Facebook Photo Challenge, Essence of Water, or just water, and I know what they are. If I get those early enough, I can kind of put your names on the photos with your Instagram handles, because we might even share those via Instagram too prior to posting those. So I hope you guys feel free to participate. We'll have a recap on Monday, so I'll go over some of the things that I think are important on Monday. So you'll see a lot of the examples that I took of at-home abstracts, and hopefully that will give you guys some inspiration. And just keep tabs. Again, we're going to be open. We're open Monday through Friday, 10 to 4 p.m. And it's always easy to call the store. I'm running the store by myself, so if you guys send Facebook messages, it's sometimes difficult to get back to those right away. Phone call can take less than 5 minutes, and I can get your questions answered. Or feel free to stop in. That makes it that makes it really easy, because then you can hold the cameras in your hands and you can easily illustrate what we're talking about. But in the meantime, keep tabs on our Facebook page for any events that are coming up. We're going to have a lot of Facebook Live videos early for you next week, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. So keep tabs. I hope you guys all have a wonderful weekend. We'll catch you on the flip side. So please enjoy. Happy shooting, and we'll see you guys